Alrighty, traders. Hello, everybody. Hello. So, today was a bit of a mixed bag across the screen that we can actually see today. And one of the really big things we're actually noticing right now is, and one of the really important things to understand right now in these markets is, one, how you're viewing the charts, and two, to remove your emotions from what's happening right now. Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. It is so vital that, one, you understand King Russell is still in place. As you can see, the Russell is up just slightly up. It's just above, but everything else is red. But Russell is still the strongest one out of this sector. So go King Russell. Right, I'm telling you right now, guys. I'm telling you. Right, the King Russell, by the end of this year, by 6 months from now, you're gonna look back and go, wow, look at King Russell. King Russell was definitely, on the mix of having a really big move from there. So one thing I want to really bring your attention to is, like, how are you viewing your charts is really important, right? Because the number one thing for us to actually trading well is to remove our emotions and not think it from a money perspective. Like, because sometimes when we do trade the markets, right? When we are trading the markets, we're trading the markets from a perspective of money, right? So, but a lot of the times, if we're filtering the markets from just a money perspective, we're actually not seeing the true picture there a lot of the times. And so, by the best thing to do from that is, if you're looking at any of these markets, say for example the Dow Jones, instead of zooming your charts right in and you're looking at today, like, oh my goodness, this is a candlestick reversal thingy majiggy, and the market's gonna go down, and you're gonna get freaked out and all that sort of stuff, right? The number one thing to do, and I know just how much you guys love me talking about this, but the number one thing to do is to squeeze your charts up, not looking at the last 3 months. Now, looking at the last 3 months to see what's happening right now is really important, especially like for me, right? Because I'm looking for my setup and I'm looking for my breakaway bar and so on and so forth. If you guys are interested in learning the actual trading system side of things, then you can get all that for free in the link in the description there. But looking at now on the Dow Jones, if I squeeze my Dow Jones chart up, look at this here, right? Look at this here. Now, instead of me looking at one candlestick or one bar, right? Because the number one thing that's going to help us become good traders is just to remove the emotion. How do we actually do that? Right? How do we actually do that? We actually do that from a perspective of just squeezing our charts up. And what we want to do is we want to squeeze our charts up, and we want to, there we go. Right. So what we want to do is we want to squeeze our charts up, and we want to be able to look at it from the overall flow of the markets and not from a one candlestick perspective. Unfortunately, when a lot of people are trading the markets, we can actually just get so sucked into what's happening right now that we forget the flow of the markets, right? And this is where a lot of traders we've actually seen, a big move up from here and a big move down from here and a big move up from here, or a nice good move. We can see the flow here, right? So if you think, oh, the top's in right now because of this here, yeah, we may get a little bit of a short-term sell-off tomorrow in the markets here. We're probably going to get that, actually, right? So just expect that. But then what's going to happen? Bam, right? The trend's going to kick back in, and we're going to continue right back to the upside. So we're going to continue having a really strong move to the upside from there when it comes to the Dow Jones and just all the other markets out there, right? So number one thing is squeeze your charts up. And as you can see, when you squeeze your charts up and you're looking at what happened today, you're like, what? Now you can look at it from a perspective of, oh, well, is that all that happened? Oh, okay, cool. What am I worried about? So, and the Nasdaq as well too. Pretty much a nothing day with the Nasdaq here, but I believe there's definitely a big shift that I'm noticing right now when it comes to the markets here. Before, in the past, people were so focused on the AI stocks. Not anymore, right? For you guys have been watching me now for at least for the last couple months, if not for the entire year, you would know that my number one thing when it comes to the indices has been the Russell. Hence, I am still long the Russell right now. because I see much bigger moves. And I believe there's a shift that's starting to take place. And we've been seeing it over the last week or so, where all the other indices have been doing what they're doing, but the strongest one has always been the Russell, right? The Russell has always been the strongest one out of the whole lot. Even today, right? We've got a lot of weakness in the other indices, and the Russell, as I'm looking at right now, it's eked out a slight little small profit, or at least in the slight little green here right now. So we're still seeing that slight shift day by day by day by day by day by day. So King Russell. So one of the things that's, I think a lot of people are still focusing on is the AI boom, right? The AI. What you want to do is that once you know that everyone's talking about a thing, you know you've missed the boat, right? You want to get in before everyone talks about it. So for me, when I'm talking about the Russell and I look at the actual Russell chart and I say, King Russell, here we go, right? And then Russell, and this is the IWM, but the Russell has a big move up. By the time this Russell chart, actually, let's bring up the weekly chart here, right? By the time this Russell chart gets up to 250, 260, maybe 280, guess what? It's too late. Way too late. Because by the time the Russell does that, guess what? Now everyone is now talking about it, and that's what ends up happening, right? So you want to get in, you want to be getting into something before, you know, the media talks about it and all sorts of stuff. When everyone's talking about it, you know. So the AI boom, I believe, is going to continue, but I believe we're getting a bit of a shifting and rotation right now, and I believe King Russell is on its way from there. So that's what I'm seeing from there. And the Russell has continued to hold strong all this way. So once it does break, and it may be on the verge of seeing that right now. And why I say that is we're looking at now the short-term level. We are starting to get a bit of a breaking out of these levels from up here. We're starting to get that through there. We did actually have a major level of, this is now looking at the absolute short-term level, right? It's getting a little bit of a short-term all through there. You can see what happened, support, and now we're breaking up to the upside. But one of the most important things you want to understand is by looking at the trend of any market, we want to make sure that when we're looking at the trend of any market, that we have higher lows in the markets. Okay, so we have higher lows, and higher lows. Okay, cool. Now this is a strong upward trend. Now what can also happen is that sometimes you can come up and it can come down and make a higher low. It can come up, it can come down and even make a same low, right? And then make a higher low from here, maybe make a same low from here, and make a higher low from here, right? But if you notice, guess what? Notice this point through here, right? Notice that we are getting these, this is a higher low, it's a same low. So as long as we keep making higher lows or at least same lows, the buyers are still supporting it. That was a slight higher low, but then it came down, made a same low, and now it made another high low. And so when we can see that, we can see we've got the lows. That was the last significant low there, significant low through there, significant low. That was the same low, right? So it came down, it didn't actually break the low, and now we're breaking this here. So what that simply means is that even though it's not a strong upward trend, because a strong upward trend is up, down, around the 50% hold, and then continue up, right? What we're getting right now is we're getting an overall big bull market through here. So the buyers are still showing there's a lot of support through here. So trying to short this market right now would be very risky, especially when you start to come off the back. When you start to come off the back of it not doing much, especially like look at this point through here, all this point through here, and we're still doing it again right now. Once the Russell really breaks, and this is just not the Russell, this is every market, right? Once this really breaks, it is on like Donkey Kong. And guess what? You want to be in early before Donkey Kong comes to town, right? Donkey Kong is going to come to town. I truly believe that, right? That's why I'm in early, right? Actually, I am in early. I got back in July. I got back in here. Actually, that's not true. I had a trade at the start of the year. I got two trades at the start of the year. One was a long-term option trade that I'm still in right now, and the one was a short-term, so I got stopped out on my short-term at the start of the year. Now I'm still in my long term here, and I got into another trade here for options here, but I'm still long this. I'm long, basically on the Russell here. And I have been, because I believe I may be early on the Russell, but as I said before, you want to get into something before it makes a move, right? Not like, oh, well, the AI bubble, AI stocks, let's get involved. No, run away from that. Who cares about that, right? No, that's what the market does, right? Now, the reason why I'm saying that is, look at this here. Look at all of this here. This is the tech sector here, which is going to go bonkers. And once it blows, it's going to go crazy. It's actually already starting to happen now. The last week, we're starting to see it, even today, right? Out of all the indices, what's the strongest one? Russell. What was the strongest one yesterday? Russell. Over the last couple of weeks, even towards the end of last week, I remember on Friday, every single stock was around about that 0.5% gain, and the Russell 2.5% gain. So the last week, we're starting to see a massive rotational shift and a lot more buying activity happening around King Russell. So focus on King Russell from there. And then you can see what's happening on the S&P 500. This is this chart here, right? So we can see what's happening on the S&P 500, still in a very strong upward trend. So the purpose of me saying this here to you guys is you guys that are look for the heads and shoulder formations, right? Oh, John, there's a head and shoulder formation. Oh, my John, there's a head and shoulder formation. Or there's a double top. No, smack. No heads and shoulders. No, right? Look, oh, John, look. Oh, wrong one. Let's see if I can do this here. Oh, look, John. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Oh, it's gonna go down, John. Yeah, it went down a little bit and then bam. Right? Oh, John. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Oh, look, there's the shoulder. Bam, back up again. Right? No, smack. Oh, John, look, there's a shoulder, there's a head, you can look at all these heads and shoulders everywhere. No. Don't look for reversals. Look for continuations. Up, we may get a head and shoulder formation, and that continues up. And head and shoulder formation, and continue up. Because I know some of you people, some of you traders that are probably new to the market. I say new to the market, probably less than 5 years. You're looking for reversals. Stop looking for reversals. Just go with the market. When will this bull market end? I don't know, but the charts will start to give us some signs of when that was happening. But right now, we're no longer nowhere near, especially what's happening right now. Low, higher, low, and we're almost at highs. So, but John, it's a triple top. And when triple tops happen, it's going to drop and got the candlestick reversal. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to start to try to get in. So you don't want to be trying to get into positions like, oh, John, I'm going to get into a trade today because it's going to go down tomorrow, right? And yeah, okay, cool. Let's just say that, all right? Let's just say, yeah, you were right. Okay, let's just say we get that tomorrow, which we're probably going to get that tomorrow. You're like, yes, I got it right today. You are leading down the biggest mistake out there ever. Biggest mistake there out there ever. Why? Because you're trying to capitalize on a one-day move. Like, oh yes, I got it right today. Big mistake. Because why? Big moves out of any market require what? We actually go through swings. Right, so we go through these swings of any market here. So a big bull market, right, will go up a bit, and then it will pause for a bit, and it'll go up a little bit more, right, and then you might get a little bit of a pause through here, and then it'll go up a bit, right. This here is capitalizing on a big bull market. You want to be part of this here. Not, oh, I'm trying to go short here to pick on the one day. No, you want to pick on you want to capitalize on a big move. We want to pick on a good trend. We want to find the good trend and then go with that. And then by utilizing tools and stuff like that for the trend analysis. So don't fight the market from there. But when we're looking at that through there, again, King Russell, I believe by looking at just these really long-term charts here, by looking at this level here, I really honestly believe, let's bring up the weekly chart here so we can get the candlesticks looking a much more betterish, right? Betterish. I think that's my target up there. Is that my target up there? I think it is. Is that my target? Oh, I've always had a $300 target or 3,000 Russell target. So I'm telling you right now, guys, like the Russell is, oh my goodness. The Russell is one of those things. Look at this here. Look at this. Right? Look at all of this here. And then it's still doing nothing through here. And once it starts to, and it's slowly starting to do it right now, I believe. Once we start to do this here and we start to break above these highs up here, like it is just gonna blow, absolutely blow. And I believe, and again, once again, I believe we're starting to get that right now. Now, one thing I am noticing, on the IWM, there's actually a bit more volume coming in this one here right now. So there's a lot more buying, a lot of volume coming in that one. When I put on the SPY, when it comes to volume. So yeah, okay, so SPY, because I'm looking at the ETF. Obviously, this is the IWM is the ETF for the Russell. A lot of volume today happening in the Russell. What about the DIA? Yeah, not a lot of volume on the DIA. What about the QQQ for the Nasdaq? QQQ for the Nasdaq. Yeah, not a lot of volume. Okay, cool. So again, out of all the Russell, the one that had the biggest volume spike today was actually the Russell. So that's what we're seeing through there. So when let's actually move on to silver and gold. And this is where, guys, really analyzing the trend analysis and what's happening here, so you can not get freaked out about these short-term swings, right? And this is where, like, I know some of you guys on YouTube and you've been following me for a while, and you know, some people are just like, oh my goodness, you know, can you talk about something new? The reason why this is so important, I go back to my rule number one, which is trend analysis, is because it keeps you in tune of what's really going on, so you don't get freaked out by a one-day move, right? Like, I know some of you guys right now are doing that, right? And the reason why you're doing it, because you're so sucked into one day and you're hoping it's going to go up, and you're going to get these sideways days and so on and so forth. But to get a good understanding of whether you should still be long this market or not, right? I'm long gold right now. I'm long the Russell right now. But for me to make sure that I'm staying with that and not getting these short-term little swings in the markets that's going to whip me out, and then 2 weeks later, if I just been patient with that and not get so emotionally drained, I'll be in a really nice profitable position. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been there, right? But if I'm looking at the Russell right now, the silver right now, you can clearly see, easily clearly see, we had a low, a high, and now we had a high low. So we were in a bit of a short-term downward trend through here, when it comes to the silver chart. But now we're starting to pick back up. And look at this. That's all that's happening right now. We're nowhere near, we were in a downward trend, short-term trend. We're nowhere near this thing even having a really big drop right now. So we don't have to worry about, like, again, the big picture. This is that short-term picture, right? Let alone the big picture. The big picture is what? The weekly chart. This is the weekly chart here. The weekly chart looks amazing, right? And this is where, like, stepping back from the forest from the trees. Again, if you're focusing so much on, John, today it's a candlestick reversal thingamajiggy, you're missing the forest from the trees. You're missing the big picture. Big picture is the thing that's going to help us. Okay, this is it, because you're going to get a lot of volatility, right? You're going to get ups and downs and bars and swings and so on and so forth. But to make sure you can capitalize on good moves and make sure you don't get whipped out too quickly, you just need to be patient with and just let things go. And by utilizing that, there you go. By utilizing that, so by me bringing it back to the weekly chart, every single one of these bars is a weekly bar. And by understanding with what I've said to you today, which is what I have said to you, that when the market goes sideways and we break out and we start to do that, we are getting ready for one really big move. Look at this. All that through there. So once silver starts to break above 32, get ready for a rocket ship to happen. A rocket ship is about to happen. There you go. Maybe that's the title of this YouTube video. Rocket ship is about to happen. Rocket ship. Right? Look at it. It is so glaringly obvious, or to me, and I'm hoping for you guys, because I'm just sharing this stuff with you for free on YouTube, right? It's so glaringly obvious to see what is going on right now with these markets, right? But if you're so ingrained because your training has been, but John, the stochastics and the RSI and the indicators and the candlestick reversal thingy-majiggy, it's like you are missing the forest from the trees. Look at the big picture where we're coming from. Because I'm telling you right now, the big picture, this big massive weekly charts. Now, the thing about the weekly charts, it takes time for it to unfold, right? Every single one of these bars is a weekly bar. This here is a good couple of months. Bam, bam. This right here is a good couple of months of time. Look at the volatility in there, but look at what it's been building, and the moving average is coming up through there, right? Should I do that different color? Let's do that green, right? Yeah, there we go. There she is, right? Right through there. Look at that. And then we've had all nothing going on through here. It's just like, this is starting to build into something massive, massive, massive. And when this thing starts to, right? When this thing starts to build strength, and we're starting to slowly build this strength right now underneath the surface. There's so much strength that this is like a rocket ship. And I'm telling you right now, silver, gold, Russell, King Russell, get ready for an incredible 3 to 6 months after this little short-term shake and bake. I call it shake and bake because it's probably going to be little short-term moves that's happening because of what the Fed did today with the 50 basis points cut. And oh my goodness, what's that mean? And right? Let the short-term swings do the short-term swings. But you watch a month from now. Come back December right now and see where silver is. Come back in December this year and look back and see where the Russell is. Because I'm telling you right now, right? Now, obviously, I'm not telling you to go long this markets. I don't know definitely what's going to happen. I could be wrong what you're seeing right now, okay? I could be wrong, right? So don't be a moron and just go, oh my goodness, this guy on YouTube, he said this is going to happen. I'm going all in. I'm loading up and I'm putting on leverage. I'm going to go margin. No, don't be a moron, right? I'm in these markets. I'm in gold right now, right? I've actually got an investment portfolio where anyway, that's a different story. But short-term stuff, of like say 3 to 6 months. Yes, I'm in gold. Yes, I'm part of the Russell, right? But guess what? That's only a small percent of my actual trading account. My actual trading account is if I'm wrong and I get stopped out and I have a loss on these positions, I've got good risk management, right? So don't be a moron. I'm going to load up 100%. I've got a $20,000 trading account. I'm going to put it all in on black, on gold, because this guy on YouTube, no, you're a moron. Don't, right? Be smart, because there's no guarantees. I need to say that. Right? I need to say that, right? Because some of you monkeys, you put on all this money on one trade, trying to make all this money really, really quickly, and then suddenly a month, 2 weeks later, 50% of your account's gone, and 60, 70% of your account's gone. It's like, because you're loaded up on, trust me, like, I talk to people all the time. I spoke to someone recently, I spoke to someone a few weeks ago about my coaching, and he, literally at the start of 2020, because he's trying to get rich really quickly, he's trying to make millions and millions and millions of dollars. In 2020, he had a $500,000 trading account. Today, as we speak, as I'm doing this recording right now, it's $5,000. $495,000 loss while we've been in one of the biggest bull markets of history. Why? Because he was doing these really risky strategies, right? Like loading up like on a $80,000 to $100,000 one-day option buy out of the money. And when he didn't get it right, he was down 50 to 80%. Out of the money, one-day options, crazy stuff like that, right? So be smart, right? Be smart about the way that you're doing things in the markets from there. So that's what I'm seeing there from the good old silver market from here. Let's go look at the good old gold market. And this is the gold weekly chart. Oh, John, the top's in. This is going to go down. Oh, this is a mare. Oh, John, you don't understand. This is a rising wedge thingy, majiggy. It's going to go down, John. It's going to crash. Okay. Geez, you must have a crystal ball because I can't see anything about a crash right now on gold. Gold's continue to be strong. And anyone who's, for the last 2 years, anyone who's been trying to say, I'm going to short gold, right? I'm going to short gold here, or I'm going to short gold here, or short gold here, or short gold here. You have been getting your head handed to you because your ego is in the way. Let it go. Let the ego go. No ego. What's the trend? Oh, John, not the trend again. Are you serious? Yes, the trend. Why? Because so many of you guys are trying to, there's the divergence here, and there's the reversal here, and there's the head and shoulders here. And I'm saying, why are you doing that? There's a big move there. 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 Go with the markets. Go with the markets, right? We want to have a good probability of having a good successful trade in the markets, right? Because trading is a hard thing. It really is a hard thing. So we want to have the best chances of not only having a successful trade, but then having the potential of having some of those trades being a big mover. How do we do that? How do you have a big profit in the markets by trying to revert, going against the market all the time, right? You are not smarter than the markets. Remember, the big boys push this market around, not you, right? And if the big boys are doing something, then guess what? That's what we should be focusing on, right? So gold right now, that's what it's doing right now on the big picture here. Let's go down to the daily charts. Daily charts, a little bit of a short-term little drop through here. Oh, John, oh my goodness, look what happened with gold today. Gold went down today. John, it's going to reverse. It may do. You know what? But I don't think so. I don't think so. Looking at this short-term analysis, look what's happening with the 9 moving average coming up. We may get a little bit more weakness out of this level through here. But this thing is just in a very big, strong bull market. And there's a high probability we're going to turn around here soon and continue up. And then probably make a nice move back up towards I have a 3,000. I've got that 3,000 target, haven't I? I'm in gold and I'm in Russell. I have a 3,000 target on 3,000 target on Russell, which is a 300 target on IWM, and I have a 3,000 target on the gold, which is really interesting. And I also have a $3 million target of a trade that one of my goals is to make $3 million in one trade. So that will happen. I don't know when that's going to happen. And as some of you guys are going to say, $3 million, you're an idiot. Whatever. It's like, whatever, right? You can keep your you can stay small-minded, but if you're not at least putting your big goals out there, right? I want to make one of my big goals is making $3 million in one trade. I'm putting that out there to the universe, and I'm continuing working every day to get better, get better, get better. Over the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to make that $3 million in one trade. I'm continuing putting it out there. I'm continuing to get better myself. And guess what? It is going to happen. So if you're going to sit there and have your small mind where you're trying to make $5,000 or $10,000, what are you putting out there to the universe? What are you asking God in the universe for? Are you asking for a $5,000 trade or asking for a $3 million trade? It's both the same thing, right? But then guess what? The $3 million trade takes time. It takes me screwing up, making mistakes, taking some dumbass trades, learning, understanding, go, right? And then eventually I get it. So what are you putting it out there? What are you trying to achieve from there? Moving on now to the mining sector, right? Mining sector. John, there's a candlestick thingamajiggy reversal. No. We are still in a strong upward trend. So this little short term here is at the moment, and anything can change, but at the moment, not what I think, hope, or fear. What is happening, right? And that's the most important thing to trading is what is happening. Not what I think, not what I hope, and not what I'm fearful of, but what is happening is this is just still a short-term little pullback. And we actually made a slight little higher high. So if we do get a down move from here, the trend is still up. And we're probably going to hold here and then break up. And once we do break up, then we're going to start to say, oh, here we go. Right? And then the mining sector is really going to start to have a really, really, really big move to the upside. So there we go, traders. That's it for me today. Have an amazing day, everybody. Talk to you later.